Tantalising, isn't it? Let's get more now on that story about the new so-called living wage. The £7.20 hourly rate has been welcomed by unions, but some business groups say the 50p rise will ratchet up payroll bills at many small firms. Well, let's go live now to Stockport. Joining us there is the owner of the Joineryworkshop.com, Rob Dixon. He employs 37 people, and the new living wage would apply to a number of works in his business. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us, Rob Dixon. What's your view on this new living wage? Do you welcome it?
Well, thanks, Anna. Here at Joineryworkshop.com, we're focused on preserving the nation's sash windows and architectural joinery heritage. And in broad terms, we support a progressive living wage where 5 of our 37 employees are set to benefit from it. I think it's really important to make the living wage work pay significantly more than a life on benefits. However, I do have 3 serious reservations concerning the living wage. Firstly, I'm very concerned about out-of-work, unskilled over 25s. There's lots of opportunities for under 25s in terms of apprenticeships, availability. They're also now going to be significantly cheaper to employ versus over 25s. And it's going to be quite difficult, I think, in the labour market to be making these decisions to give over 25s work versus under 25s. On top of that, the over 25s are also going to suffer from the effect of the increased living wage, pulling in perhaps more workers from Eastern Europe to be competing with them as well. So they're getting it from 2 angles, and I think there's a big risk that our over 25s who may have been out of work for some time through no fault of their own are going to find it quite difficult to get back in the labour market. Secondly, I think the knock-on effect on wage progression could be very inflationary, and it is quite a concern for the economy. I mean, £7.20, 650, 720, OK, that's not so bad. I think we can all absorb that. And it's great to see people getting on now. Times are getting a little bit better. However, when it starts to get to £9 an hour, I think this is quite a significant increase, and there'll be people around today who are earning £9 an hour, currently nearly 50% more than the minimum wage. Suddenly they're earning the minimum wage. Now these people are going to be saying, why have I got this extra responsibility? Why have I got this, this extra, why am I the last person to go home? Why am I always the one sorting the problems out? What's in it for me? And they're going to be looking for a rise as well, and so this will ratchet up. I think this is quite a big concern. We're making the living wage pay versus benefits, but we've got to make personal training development and increased responsibility pay versus just staying on the living wage. We need to encourage people to progress up onto a significant wage.
OK, so
and finally, the third reservation of... Sorry?
Continue. Tell us your third reservation. Go on.
Yeah, the third reservation I've got is I think it places an increased burden on small to medium-sized business. I mean, I've not seen any significant policies from this government in terms of SME growth and wealth creation, yet we've seen a lot of sort of static policies that are about making work pay versus benefits, so the living wage, workplace pension, we've seen tax on dividends. But we need some policies that are going to give wealth creation to drive us out, drive our economy forward. We can't do anything on the macroeconomic side anymore. It's not going to be possible to be, we can't lower interest rates, we can't stimulate, print more money. These hands have been played. We need to turn small business into medium business, and we need to turn medium business into large business. And that's how we're going to generate growth within the economy. And personally, I'd like to challenge George Osborne, who I know, while he's here visiting Manchester today, if he's serious about the Northern Powerhouse, to come and visit myself at Joineryworkshop.com, meet a small business that's trying to be a medium business, and discuss some potential policies that can support businesses like mine all across the north to generate the kind of growth that we need and the kind of growth I know he wants. It's great building a motorway here or there, it's great perhaps having a little tunnel, new stations, high-speed rail links, but fundamentally businesses like mine need to grow to create wealth and growth in the economy.
Well, yes, and no doubt George Osborne would detail a list of policies that he would say that he thinks is helping businesses like yours. But give us a sense of practically what impact it's going to make, having to pay a higher wage to a proportion of your workers. Does it mean that further down the line you might be under pressure to let people go? Or do you think you'll have to raise prices? How are you going to absorb the costs?
If we can't grow our business as a whole in line as these come in, the £7.20 I think is not particularly the issue. It's when it starts to get to £9 an hour there's no way to deal with this other than raising prices. And we're going to have to grow, create wealth, but we're ultimately going to have to put prices up to end customers. And if everyone's wages go up and prices go up, we just have inflation. To stop inflation, we need to increase supply within the economy, and to do that, we need to generate wealth with businesses growing, innovating, and bringing on new things forward. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenge, and it's one small business is prepared to take on, but we need all the help we can get.
OK, well, Rob Dixon, really interesting to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed for your time today. Tensions amongst migrants